Yes, people, welcome back to Arsenal with Ash, here to preview our next Premier League game at home to Newcastle. It's another big game where, like Arteta said, we're in the midst now of a new mini league. 5-game shootout, both on the same points, the same goal difference after City's 1-0 win yesterday at Burnley. And we're separated by 3 goals, which City have scored more than us. So yeah, it's go time now, shootout time. If I'm being honest, that 1-0 victory for City against Burnley was a positive, because I was worried about that game, especially with all their remaining games. I saw this one as the easiest one. I thought Burnley would get smashed. I was thinking 5-6-0, if I'm being honest with you. And if that happened, it would have been difficult to recover that goal difference. So the fact that they only got one, yes, the main thing for them was to win the game and obviously go back to the top of the league. However, the goal difference being the same gives us an opportunity now with obviously we both got 3 home games, 2 away games. But we've got an opportunity. We're right in it. We're right in the title race, and obviously we should be. And we could dwell on the past, and I've done enough of that, and rue missed chances and opportunities against lower teams and etc., and the Bournemouth game. But now it's time to look forward. We're in 2 massive competitions still. They're both in our hands. The Premier League is still in our hands, and so is the Champions League. So yeah, it's time to focus and go. And like I said, in that City game, I saw a team that was ready for the fight. So yeah, I'm expecting changes. I'm expecting big changes, and it's time now. Arteta said it. He needs to live it and breathe it, because the creativity needs to come. We need goals. That's going to be the focus. We can't just win games. We need to win them well. And it's going to be tough, because the Premier League is tough. And the next 4 games, we're playing every 3 days. We've got 2 Champions League games sandwiched between 3 Premier League fixtures. It's going to be tough. Newcastle at home. Newcastle, although they've been struggling recently, they got top players and they've caused us many a problem over the years. Fulham, they're going to have the rest to prepare for this game. And they've got top players that can hurt us, and they have done in the past. The same with West Ham, fighting for their lives, and they got players that can hurt us. So none of these games are a foregone conclusion. However, we have to just take it game by game. It's honestly at that point where we have to take it game by game, because any slip up and it is practically done, in my opinion. So yeah, the first focus is Newcastle. Now, like I said, Newcastle in bad form, man. They've lost their last 3 Premier League games. They've lost their last 4 football matches. They've lost their last 3 games by 2-1 scorelines to Sunderland, which was a big defeat for them. Palace, and who did they lose to at the weekend? Bournemouth they lost to. So yeah, they're in a bit of turmoil at the moment, and they're languishing down in the bottom half of the table. They can still achieve Europe, not the Champions League, but they can still achieve Europe. There's lots of talk about the manager going. Has he taken them as far as he can go? I think he has. He's not been playing any of the star strikers that they've signed. They're playing the Asula. Obviously, the big positive for them is that Bruno Guimaraes is back back into fitness, and he came on in their last game against Bournemouth. Had an impact because he almost got the assist for the Asula goal. And yeah, we know he's the heartbeat of their team, so that's a massive inclusion for them. And I'm pretty sure he's going to start that game. I believe they're without Livramento, who's got quite a long-term injury. They're without, Anthony Gordon's a doubt, which would be good for us because he's a good player as well. So yeah, but ultimately they still got really good players. They got Tonali, Bruno Guimaraes in there. Joe Linton will be suspended, I believe. But they've got the likes of Lewis Marley, Jacob Murphy, Joe Willock, etc. So they got options. And at the back, they got Malik Towell, who I think is a really good player. Sven Botman, Dan Burn, Lewis Hall, Trippier. They got some good players, and then they can cause us problems, because I'm sure they'll come here with a game plan, and that game plan is to make it difficult, make it a scrap with that, especially with that midfield, and catch us on the break with the likes of Alanga, maybe Gordon if he's there, Asula, Barnes, Jacob Murphy, Jacob Murphy, but it was Aaron Ramsey. Jacob Ramsey I was talking about earlier in midfield. So yeah, they got options out there of players that can hurt us. Obviously, they're a different beast to when they're at St James's Park, and we all know that fixture. We know what happened in the reverse fixture earlier in the season. The Gabriel with a late header, Marino with the equaliser at the time. But yeah, Gabby getting the big header to win the game, and that was a tough game. It's a fight. It's always a fight when you play Newcastle, which is why, although we need to have our creative players on the pitch, we also need to be physically at it and have our physical specimens out there to handle Newcastle, because, like I said, the form they're in isn't good, but neither is the form we're in. We're not in good form. We got, one win from our last 6 or something like that. So we need a win. They need a win. It's a massive opportunity for us because, like I said, in my review of the City game, I think it was, we play this weekend. City don't play this weekend because they're in the FA Cup semi-final, so they're not playing in the Premier League. And then next weekend, we play on the Saturday, City play on the Monday. So we have 2 Premier League games, both at home, before City next play their next Premier League game. So we've got an opportunity to open up a 6-point gap and increase that goal difference. So, yeah, like I said, I want to see our best players on the pitch, but I want to see us a strong physical team out there as well, and a confident team. I don't think we're going to have a repeat of Arteta calling for all of this, have your breakfast, have your dinner, all of this sort of stuff. The players have to get us at it, and they need to make sure that from the first whistle they are at it. The intensity has to be so high. I don't care about the semi-final midweek. Worry about that after this game. Get this job done first. None of this Raya's foot on the ball, Gabriel and Saliba making the most passes in the game to each other. None of that. Get that ball forward. Trouble Newcastle, because defensively they can be shaky. We've seen it all season, and even late on in games they concede late goals for fun. So yeah, we need to take the game to them, and I'm definitely sure that we can get a really good result. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see in terms of the team news as well, because I'm hearing we'll start with Saka. I'm hearing that he was pushing, and he really wanted to be involved in the City game, but the medical team advised best not to. And I'm happy with that decision, because ultimately, if they don't think he's ready, and we throw him in there and he gets injured again, it's big problems. But if he was almost ready for that game, then surely he's ready for this game. I know tendonitis can be a bit of a bother where it can come and go, so we have to wait and see what Arteta says. But it will be a big boost to have him back. Timber as well. He's pushing for a return in this game. That would be massive. I've been saying how much we've missed him, and I think the midweek game against Atletico Madrid is the more important one. So if we can give him some minutes in this Newcastle game, maybe off the bench, then starting midweek, perfect. That's what I want to see. So hopefully Timber will be back. Calafiori as well. I believe he was close to being back for the City game. Hopefully he can be back for this game as well, because we miss him as well. His attacking prowess going forward in that left back position. And yeah, I think the only other absentee is Mikel Marino, who's still I think he's still a couple of weeks away from getting on the grass. So yeah, we won't probably not going to see him for the rest of the season. But yeah, big game. Let's get into the predicted 11. I'm going to go, it will be obviously David Raya in goal, goes without saying. At right back, even if Timber's fit, I'm starting Ben White in this game, if I'm honest with you. I'm starting Ben White because I think he can give us a lot more going forward, and it's a game where we're going to need that going forward. And also, it's most likely going to be Harvey Barnes on that side, and I think I back Ben White to kind of maybe not win that battle, but be good enough to deal with Harvey Barnes. So I'd bring Ben White into the team. I'd have Saliba, Gabriel as centre backs, of course, and at left back. At left back, I'd probably go with Calafiori, if I'm honest. Because I think midweek is more of a Hincapié game where we need a defensive stability. But I'd go with Calafiori in this game to give us even more options in an attacking sense. But also defensively, he's strong. He's a physical, big, strong lad. So yeah, I'd go with Calafiori. And in centre midfield, a lot of people are talking about having a Rice, Odegaard, Eze midfield. And I'm hearing it. I'm here for it, but I don't think for this game. I think maybe for the Fulham game, maybe the West Ham game. But I think for this game, I'd stick with Zubimendi in there. He is actually quite good in the duels. and we need someone that's going to be good in the duels. I think he was quite good away at Newcastle earlier in the season. So yeah, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard is the central midfield I'd go with. I'd have Odegaard floating around trying to pick up the ball and get us ticking. If you remember rightly, if you remember back when we played them at their place, when Odegaard came off the bench, he changed the game. So yeah, have him ticking around, making a nuisance of himself, getting lots of touches on that ball, lots of passes away, get us into our rhythm. I've definitely have Odegaard in there, and Rice bombing forward, getting into that physical battle with the likes of Bruno and Tonali, and Zubimendi sitting as well. I think that's the best way to approach this game. And then on the left, I'd go with I think with the front three, I'd probably keep it. No, actually, wait. I'm going to go with Eze on the left, because, yeah, like I said, we need Eze and Odegaard on the pitch. I think Eze on the left will cause them a lot of problems, especially with no Livramento there. It will probably be Trippier or a midfielder that they put there. Eze was really good at St James's Park, and I think he can cause them problems drifting in from the left, especially with Calafiori, who can go on the outside and the inside. They can alternate quite a lot. And yeah, I just need Eze to get into the game a lot more and get lots of touches, because he can be absolute dynamite out there. So yeah, I'd put Eze out on the left, but obviously drifting in. I've been umming and ahhing about the striker for the whole week, you know. And at first I was thinking Gyökeres even for the rest of the league season. But nah, we're almost playing with 10 men when he's on the pitch. It's better to have Havertz starting, and then hopefully we get a lead. And as teams are chasing the game, we've got Gyökeres to bring off the bench, and there's open space for him to transition into. And that's when I think he's at his best, to be honest with you. So I'd stick with Kai Havertz, because as much as his finishing left a lot to be desired last week, his actual game, his all-round game was fantastic in that City game. And we need that. We need to get as many technicians on the pitch as we can. So if we've got Havertz in there, we've got Odegaard, we've got Eze, and going forward, I'd have Odegaard, Eze, and then Trossard as well as Havertz. That's going to give us a lot more opportunities to be creative and create and make things happen in games. So I'd stick with Havertz in the false nine, and then on the right hand side, another technician. I don't believe Saka. I can't see Saka being fit to start. I'd hopefully give him some minutes and then be ready to play against Atletico. But I'm going Max Dalman. It's time. Give him the start. Noni has not been good enough. I'm not sure if he's still injured as well. We'll hear from Arteta, but give the boy a chance. Give Max Dalman his first start in the Premier League. That's what I'm on. And it will be a great battle with him and Lewis Hall. Lewis Hall will challenge him going the other way, but Max, it's time to step up to the plate and be that guy. So I'm starting Max Dalman on that right-hand side. And then if need be, if we need to bring Noni on, we can bring Noni on, or Martinelli, or a Saka. But I just think having that many technicians in the team, Dalman, who can go, he can stretch the pitch, he can come to the ball and drive inside and make things happen. Odegaard in there, Havertz, Eze. I think then a lot of problems, we can cause a lot of problems, and that could also free up Declan Rice to make those runs into the box like a Frank Lampard, and even Eze making his way into the box as well. Havertz with his runs in behind. Odegaard can get into the box, so I don't think we'll have issues with people running in behind. It's just about moving that ball, keeping Newcastle thinking, moving it fast as well, and I think with our best technicians on the pitch, it allows us to do that. So that's the team I would go with. If I'm honest, I think Arteta will probably have Noni out there. But I think the rest of the team, he could go with what I've said. Maybe a Mosquera in for at right back if Calafiori starting at left back, just to be a little bit more secure than a Ben White. But it's time to free up the shackles, man. Like I said, it's time. So yeah, that's the team I'd go with. And if we get anywhere close to that team, I reckon we can win this actually quite comfortably. I'm actually going to go over 3. We've been a bit shaky at the back. I'm gonna go with a 4-1 Arsenal win. A lot of people are gonna look at that and say there's a massive chance of us dropping points here, and there is, because the mental fragility of the team is still in question. They still need to show us, because we're in bad form. But I just think that Bournemouth game, it can never be a repeat of that. It can never be a repeat of that. The energy was zapped. There was nothing there. We have to surely see that we need to be on the front foot. We're now second. We're now the chasers. Goal difference is a factor. We have to be on it, like from the off. And having the likes of Dauman, who hasn't really played many games. Odegaard hasn't played much. They should have the energy. Havertz hasn't played. He should have the energy. Eze had a spell out of the team. He should have the energy. Calafiori's been out of the team. Should have the energy. Ben White's been out of the team. Should have the energy. So I'm expecting high intensity. I'm expecting chances. I'm expecting. The only thing is the ruthlessness of the finishing, which we don't have ruthless finishers. So the only way we are going to win the game comfortably is if we're ruthless with our finishing. So, and also to have as many technical players on the pitch to create as many chances as possible, because we need many chances to score lots of goals. So, yeah, man, I'm going with the team, man. I think it's going to be a big response. I think we're going to win that one comfortably, and then midweek we can go to Atletico and have a little stinker. But yeah, 4-1 win. I'm going to say Havertz to score. I'm going to go with Odegaard to score and an Eze brace. How about that? Yeah, that's what I'm going with. 4-1 Arsenal win. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and come on, you guys.